Hello friend, thanks for joining me again. Hope your 2016 is working out well so far. Well, since the last video I've got a tremendous number of comments, remarks, and ideas from the community about their own designs as well as design facets, ideas, and techniques that they would like to see in my videos. So for 2016 I'd like to address some of those on about a once a month basis and cover those subjects. In the meantime, interspersing some of the more experimental and wacky things that I come up with, as I inevitably do, like a discus launch glider made out of foam board. Will it work? We shall see. But some of the more popular subjects that were brought up that I'd like to touch on are center of gravity determination, which to experienced pilots seems very intuitive, but it's somewhat mysterious to new pilots, yet ever critical to every single flying craft, and foam board fixed wing planes are no exception to that. So we'll do a video on that. Working in dihedral to some of the existing and as yet to be designed foam board planes is something that many builders have worked out on their own, and if I can come up with an easy, reproducible, and effective way to impart dihedral, that may satisfy some builders' needs. Maidening a brand new airplane, whether of an existing or a new design, is a whole art and science of its own, and it requires a certain amount of setup, understanding of your airplane, and a methodology to pre-test the plane before flying it, and then especially at the moment of maiden, which is something that we all love and hate, and it's something I think the adrenaline of which I'm somewhat addicted to. That process is one that's to be carefully worked through, and I've got a certain method that I like to use that maybe it will work out for you. A biplane is a commonly requested design made of foam board, probably best derived from a noob tube-like design with a broader wingspan and of course two wings, and I've always wanted to have a biplane, so I will do that. The size and configuration of winglets on a flying wing or tailless plane, how big do they need to be? How should they be shaped? So I'd like to take one of my beater synapses and gradually cut off the winglets and fly it and see how much do we really need. There have been some requests on the setup of the some of the radios I've got, the Turnigy G9XR and the i10. This one's pretty straightforward and intuitive. It's touchscreen and has easy menus. This one is very versatile, but does require a certain understanding of the nomenclature inside the menu to make it work, but it will do a variety of functions, so it's very useful in that sense. A speed plane is something I've always wanted to look into, is something to break the 100-mile-per-hour barrier. It was even suggested I do 200 miles per hour, which I think is a bit of a miracle, but I've begun work on this sort of very thin wing, tail boom, sort of pylon racer clone that I want to explore the speed plane concept. Control throws is sort of part and parcel of maidening a plane, but also subsequent to that, as experienced pilots will develop sort of an eye for what's about right for control throws. It's not always intuitive for a beginner flyer or for a brand new plane where you should start and how you should progress with your control throws. I've also wanted to build a slab wing pusher, kind of like a Pistrone but without a canard. How well might that work? And then finally, just the general electronic setup for beginner builders and flyers. Can be a bit mysterious, but once you get the hang of it, it's pretty easy. There are some good videos on that out there, but I'll give you my particular spin on that. So in the meantime, I will do a video coming right up on carbon fiber tail booms for a variety of uses. Look out for that in a sec, and I hope the rest of your year goes well. Please email me at experimentalairlines@gmail.com for more direct communication. I appreciate your remarks and comments on YouTube, but if you have a question you'd like me to respond directly, just go ahead and send me an email. Until then, take care, keep your wings in the sky,